G'day guys, Marcus here, Searching for Adventure. Welcome back to another video. It has been a while if you have been following the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you are interested in four-wheel driving, touring and caravanning, you might get something out of the channel. Anyway, this one's going to be about my new satellite phone, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so before I talk about what satellite phone, the new one I bought, just briefly why I did get a new one. So I was using the Thuraya XT Lite satellite phone, and about 10 months ago there was an issue with the satellite with the Thuraya network, and the Thuraya phones are now completely dead. You can't buy a Thuraya phone. If you have got a Thuraya sat phone, you would have been notified by Pivotel, which is the company who provides the satellite phone plans and those sorts of things. So Pivotel were offering refunds to a certain degree and swap overs and all those sorts of things. I took them up on that deal. I won't go into details about that. But basically, I handed my Thuraya phone in, and then I had the option to go purchase another one or get a slight refund. Basically, the two other options available here in Australia are the Inmarsat phone and also the Iridium phone as well. So I researched them both before I upgraded, and the Inmarsat phone, I think they're a British company, not 100% sure. They're a very good phone. They work globally, apart from the North and South Pole, I think, but most areas of the world, the Inmarsat does work. They're a fantastic phone. They might even have a couple of variants on the phone itself. However, the Inmarsat, they do work off fixed satellites as well. So a little bit like the Thuraya network. However, the Inmarsat network of satellites, they do have multiple satellites. The other alternative is the Iridium phone, the Iridium sat phone. So that's actually what I've gone with. I've gone with the Iridium 9555. Now, the reason why I went with the Iridium 9555 was the fact that it's probably the better of the two phones, in my opinion, after the research that I did. But it works on rotational satellites. There's the phone right here. I'll show you a little bit more in a sec. But basically, the Iridium network working on about 70 rotational satellites in space. So it's one of the phones where you do not need to angle or point your aerial towards the satellite, which is quite unique. So the phone itself, quite compact in size, a little bit like the old style Nokias back in the day. They're about 140 mil long, about 55 mil wide, and they only weigh about 250 grams. So very light, very compact, and can quite easily just sit in your pocket or in the glove box of your car. In terms of the battery, they do have a fairly good battery life for a sat phone. I think it's about 30 to 35 hours of standby time and 4 hours of talk time. So in terms of those features, that seems pretty good to me. But again, these are an emergency situation where really you're only whipping this out if you're in a bit of strife or you've come across an accident in the remote parts of the country and you need to jump on the phone. The other great features, a little bit like the Thuraya, is that you can have an Australian 04 mobile number. And just like the Thuraya phone, it is through the Pivotel network here in Australia. So if you haven't heard of Pivotel and you are researching satellite phones, Pivotel is a little bit like Telstra or Optus. They are the carrier for sat phones here in Australia. So basically, there are all different types of plans that you can get depending on how much you're going to use the phone. So I've gone on the lowest plan possible because the reality is I will probably not even use this phone or need to use it. It is purely for a backup in those remote situations. So just to give you an idea of the plan that I am on a $40 a month plan. But having the Australian mobile number, this is the great thing about this phone and the Pivotel service here in Australia, is the fact that you can have someone call you on the sat phone and there's no charge. So only the charge that they would normally have on their phone, and most people have calls included. So anyone can call you on the sat phone here and there's no charge. Obviously, if I was to make a phone call, I think it is around $1 a minute and 50 cents for a text message. People in this day and age too, it is a bit of overkill, and for myself, I do travel remote and I have got a Starlink. So there would be almost no need to have a sat phone, but I always do think it's handy to have a sat phone if you are doing lots of remote travel. Even if you have Starlink, I find it a bit more convenient to be able to have that in the glove box, and within 60 seconds, you're dialing away. It's pretty quick, where Starlink is going to take a little bit more time to set up and go through that process. I still do carry the GME PLB, which is a bit of a backup of the backup of the backup, but that's handy if I go hiking somewhere and I can throw that in my backpack. So I still have that as well. So anyway, there is an aerial that does pop out like that. And I can say though that even without popping up this aerial, this Iridium 9555, it still picks up the satellites within usually 60 seconds, even with that down. Obviously you've got a 240 volt charger. There is also a 12 volt charger for your car, which is all fairly standard, of course. It does come with a phone holder with a clip if you want to look cool and put that on your hip. One of the other great features of this though is it comes with a cradle which you can sit in the front of the car there. So you can attach this to your dash, and there is an external aerial. So that will enable you just to throw that through the windscreen. This is magnetic. Pop that up on top of your car. Keep your phone in the cradle inside the car. Have your phone turned on. Again, this is overkill. Certainly wouldn't need to use this, and I'm assuming this is for, again, industries that need to be on the phone and while they're driving, maybe remote mining companies and that sort of stuff as well. Also an earpiece that it comes with the kit. So that is about it. You've got the earpiece, you've got the cradle, you've got the external mount antenna or aerial, obviously the phone itself, the 240 charger, the 12 volt charger, and the cover. So the Iridium phone is probably one of the most expensive options you can get, and you will pay around $2,000 or so for the Iridium. I do think the Imrinsat are slightly cheaper. The great thing about the Thuraya, which is now bloody dead, they were about $1,000 entry level. But a lot of people will argue that it's overkill, you don't need it, and you're probably right. I will probably never need to use this phone. Again, the $40 per month for me sits in the glove compartment there, and then if I do need it, remote, even not remote, up and down the east coast of Australia, there are plenty of black holes on the Pacific motorways. So anyway, I love having the phone in the glove box of the car. That's where I keep it. I keep all my bits and pieces in a pencil case here, and then folds away and sits in the glove compartment of my car. All right, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed this small video on the Iridium 9555. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do have any questions, put them in the comments and I will get back to you. Cheers, guys.